And we are live. Can everybody see me and hear me? How are we doing tonight, everybody? Okay, we are coming at you live through Restream, and I'm doing things a little bit differently this time, so I don't know if this is actually going to work, but it looks like we're good. All right, beautiful. So, how is everybody tonight? Yeah, Merry Christmas, Michael. Merry Christmas, everybody. If you're wondering why I'm a floating head, it's very much intentional. Looks like Restream is working again. Very nice. Well, so I'm going to give people a couple more minutes to gather. I do know it's Christmas. There may not be very many people here because people are doing things a little more important than listening to a stream about the Seahawks game more than 6 hours after the game is over. And it's very possible we're witnessing the end of the Russell Wilson era in Denver here. So some people are going to get a kick out of that. Not all of us, but some of us will. It's possible we're seeing the end of Russell Wilson's career, honestly. If the Broncos lose this game, I don't think Wilson plays another snap in the NFL. I really don't. Geno leads the league in fourth quarter comebacks. Yeah, he does. He does. And remember, in a couple of those games, he led multiple game winning drives because he had to go win it. Then the defense gave it back, and then he had to go win it again. Man, Zeke is slow. Tough to watch. Okay, we're getting up close to about 50 people. Let me tweet this out. Let me make sure everybody knows. Okay, let's tweet that sucker out. Wow. Bailey Zappi, man. Are the Seahawks starting to feel like the Huskies? Well, the Huskies were sandbagging. I don't know what else to say about the Huskies. They were sandbagging. I don't think the Seahawks are sandbagging. They're just a deeply flawed team. In the red zone, touchdown makes it a two-score game. Yeah, I tweeted it out. If any of you guys follow me on X, go and you tweet at all, you can do me a favor and retweet my tweet. When are you streaming a game? I'm probably going to stream the Arizona game. I'm going to be doing it from my laptop, so it's not going to be like fancy, but I'm going to stream that game. Yeah, we could beat Detroit. Honestly, we could beat anybody, but we can lose to anybody too. It's This is a very random team. That's just the reality of this team that we have. They play very randomly. Thank you, Michael. All right, we got 50 people in here. I'm going to go ahead and just get started now, and we'll pick up more people as we go along. So, Seahawks win 20 to 17. They need to score 2 touchdowns in the final quarter of the game in order to get it done. So they need to go down and get a game-winning drive twice. The offense played pretty well, I think. I know only 6 points in the first 3 quarters sucks, especially against this defense. But a big problem was we didn't have the ball enough. We only had like 8 possessions total in this whole game. And while we weren't scoring very much early on in the game, that was mostly because we just never got the ball. And when we did get the ball, we never really had good field position because we never got any turnovers and never really got any big field position flipping plays to go our way. So I think the offense did play relatively respectably, and they came through when we needed it the most. And at the end of the day, I do understand that in the NFL, the fourth quarter does matter more than the other quarters. Your ability to perform in that last quarter matters more than your ability to perform in any other quarter. And that most games in the NFL are won at the end. I do understand that. So offensively, I'm not in love with everything I saw, but I think Gino he missed a couple of opportunities earlier in that game, but he came together in that fourth quarter and played brilliant football. I was very impressed with what I saw from him in that fourth quarter overall, and that's a touchdown New England, and this is really happening. This is really happening. But anyway, I think Gino ended up playing a good game. It was a little bit of a slow start, a little bit of rust to knock off, but once he got going, he got going. And guys, as of right now, Geno Smith is the all-time leader in fourth quarter touchdown drives to take a lead in a single season. He's tied with like 3 or 4 other guys. And he leads the entire league in game-winning drives right now. I think he's tied with maybe one other guy. So at the end of the day, we do have a clutch quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback, but he has come through over and over and over again when we have needed it the most. And I'm going to have to talk more about that later on. And I know some people don't like it, but that's the reality of the situation. There are better quarterbacks out there, but Geno Smith has come through time and time and time again with the game on the line over the last, I'd say, year and a half almost. I think our receivers played a very good game. I was very happy with the way JSN played. Lockett had a really good game. Metcalf, not just the catches he made, but also the penalty he drew, which ended up being a huge pivot point in this game. I think that Colby Parkinson obviously did his thing with the big touchdown catch to win it ultimately. And I think K9 did what he could, but that's going to get us into the thing about the offense that really bugs me, the offensive line. That was terrible. You are playing a bunch of backups and third stringers on the Titans defense, and you're getting owned. You're getting owned at the line of scrimmage over and over and over again, particularly the interior, but I wasn't crazy impressed with the tackles either. So I don't think. Ooh, fumble. Yeah, you got it. Um, oh, fumble! Boom! Wow. Wow, man. That's crazy. Speaking of needing to get benched, Russell Wilson's about to get benched, I think. So the offensive line, I think, got beat up. Also, not thrilled about the play calling. We wasted a lot of downs trying to run the ball unsuccessfully. Even at the end of the game, we were wasting downs trying to run the ball. um, the refusal to use the middle of the field. We didn't really use the middle of the field in a serious way until that 3rd and 14 to JSN that saved the season. Like, you use the middle of the field, good things can happen. Who knew? But on the whole, the offense was okay. I see I just got a super chat, and I'm really happy that Restream now actually shows me the super chats. Thank you for the $5, Ralston Redneck. When are you gonna ban Kyle from Discord? It's getting Okay, Ralston, thank you for the dono, but I don't want to bring outside drama into here. Um, I I keep my own counsel on what is allowed to pass in the Discord. And to be perfectly honest, if that's how you feel, it's pretty easy to just block him and move on. Um, I've had discussions with Kyle before about what he can and can't do in the server. So if that's how you feel, it's pretty easy to just block him and move along. I think there's even a Discord extension that makes it so you won't even see the blocked message notification whenever he posts. So I would recommend doing that. Um, yeah. Okay. So that was the offense. The defense, on the other hand, I kind of feel the opposite. I know they only allowed 17 points, and that seems okay, but it's really not because the Titans only had the ball like what, 8 times? And I think one of those possessions was less than a minute to go in the game. So they had 7 serious possessions, and allowing 17 points in 7 possessions is bad. So, not really impressed with that. The only part of this defense that I thought that showed up was the pass rush. Mafe was great. Leonard Williams made plays. Dre'mont made plays. Jaron Reed made plays. We got plenty of pass rush on Tannehill. That was the one part of this game that I felt like was functional. Um, the rest, uh, tackling was meh. Couldn't stop the run at all, even though we're playing the Titans with Ryan Tannehill and only one good wide receiver. So you know what they're going to do. They're going to run it, and you still can't stop it. That's bad. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. And I guess the pass defense as a whole did okay, but again, I attribute most of that to the pass rush. I don't think our pass coverage was all that good. You still saw plenty of soft zone crap. You saw plenty of soft zone garbage, and that allowed the Titans to stay on the field for way too long. And the defense, for as much as they did play competently for most of that game, tried to give it away at the end. They came very close to giving that game away at the end there. So I'm not really enthusiastic about the defense right now. They played okay, I guess. They didn't play awful, but you're playing an offensive line filled with backups. They've got like 3 or 4 backups on that offensive line, and they're blowing you off the ball in the running game. So that bugged me. Also bugged me, the officials were awful. I don't think officiating's ever been this bad in this league. It's turning into a joke. NFL needs to do something about these officials, man. Today was awful. The PI on Hopkins that nearly cost us the game. The Metcalf touchdown that didn't get ruled a touchdown. Just over and over and over again. Just a complete train wreck. Wow. So, yeah, not happy with the officials, and they did a lot to try to cost us this game as well. Had we lost this game, I would have gone off on the officials way more than I did. Do you have a girlfriend? If not, I'm in. Oh my. What the heck? What the heck? Why? Why? Anyway. Okay, hold on. The chat is acting up. There we go. I think it's working. But hey, we got the win. We moved to a winning record. We are now in the playoffs. If we win out, we're good. Are you ready for Seahawks fans, Gino? I already made a tweet about that a few minutes ago, Kyle. If you go to look at my X account, you'll see it. I second Ralston. Kyle too much. I tried with him. Guys, I don't know why it's so hard for people to just leave people alone. I don't know. I really don't understand why it's so hard for people to just block somebody. Like, this happens because you endlessly engage with them. You realize that, right? I'm sorry, but you guys just endlessly engage with these people that you don't like. Wow, Jeff Johnson. That is a 49.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Jeff Johnson, for the 49.99. Been following you for a while. Love the content. Sorry if you already covered this. Just tuning in. Woolen's hit at the end tells a great story. No, I mean that's the best tackle of his career. I don't know if it means the problems are now fixed. I don't know if everything's good now, but I gotta say uh, I'm feeling pretty good about it, man. Gotta say. um, that being said, I think he's still hurt, so I'm not convinced the problem is just resolved. If you believe that he's injured, which I do, I think that's a very fair assessment, then the problem is not necessarily going to be fixed this season. In fact, I'm very much expecting this problem to not get resolved until next season. But um, his cover skills are still really good, so it's not like that single-handedly ends him. No, there's no room to feel bad for Wilson. He wanted this. Yeah, guys. Oh God, is New England going to try to give this one back? Maybe. I think New England has it. But anyway, guys, Russell Wilson has Sean Payton, one of the best offensive minds in the history of the NFL. Okay, I won't go that far, but in the modern NFL. And he's also had a fully healthy offensive line all season, and his offensive line is pretty good. He is in a very good situation with the Broncos right now. He is. His situation in Denver is good. It is way better than Geno's situation. If Russ was here in Denver, I'm sorry, if Russ was here in Seattle, he would be one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. His numbers would be bad, and we'd have like 4 wins. He is in a good situation, and this is still the best he can do. So there's no feeling bad for him. Feeling bad for him would be if he was still in Seattle working with Waldron and Carroll instead of Sean Payton, and our offensive line that shifts out like a hockey line every other game. Anyway, uh, wait a minute. Hold on. I think Rye Guy super chatted or something, but it's not showing up. Hold on, guys. Yes, Rye Guy, thank you for the member for 38 long months. Feels nice to be in the winner circle, but my God, the refs were pants on head, that word. Yeah, I. It really felt like the refs were trying to make the game even. It really felt like the referees were trying to make that game even because the Titans were so injured. I don't know how else to define what I saw out there for some of those calls. When I say feel bad, I mean how fast he hit the wall in his career. Well, that's on him too. That's on him too. And he's working with Sean Payton right now, so he doesn't have an excuse. Before, when he was working with guys like Pete Carroll and Nathaniel Hackett, he had a little bit of an excuse. Now he doesn't. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything I can say about the game in brief summary. So I'm now going to just start addressing comments in the chat. So let me go through my spiel real quick. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the chat tonight to watch. Please like the stream. That helps me out a lot on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching. Give me a like. Helps the stream out, helps the channel out a lot. You can subscribe to the channel or follow or like the Facebook page if you're new. Daily Seahawks content. Occasionally do Huskies, Mariners, and actually a Sea Dragons content, assuming the Sea Dragons continue to have football. If you want to go above and beyond that, there are some ways you can support beyond that. You can donate via super chat, as a few people have already done. Just click the dollar sign in the chat. If you super chat, your comment is guaranteed to be read and responded to on stream. You can become a channel member for $2, $5, or $15 a month. Gain access to some perks. You can also pledge to my Patreon. Click the link down in the description. My tipping link is also in the description. That's actually the best way to support me if you want to tip. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and get underway here. We are dual streaming, by the way, to YouTube and Facebook. So let's take this. How many fourth quarter wins does Gino need for people to realize he isn't the problem? I mean, I wish that Gino would play better early in the game. I do. I wish that Gino would ball out like that early in the game, but there are so many reasons on this team. There are so many reasons why things are not going the way we want them to that have nothing to do with Gino. Like this is not hyperbole on my part. I'm about to say something that I 100% mean and 100% believe in. This offensive line we have this year is worse than any offensive line Russell Wilson ever had except for 2017. 2017, the offensive line was actually that bad. But this offensive line is about as bad. It's a little bit better probably because we have better tackle play, I think. But other than that, it's just as bad as those really, really bad lines. This, like, Geno Smith would kill for the Seahawks offensive lines in 2020, 2021, 2018. Those offensive lines were so much better than this one. And then you get into the play calling stuff, which everybody has their own opinion on who to blame on that one. Is it Waldron? Is it Carroll? Everyone has their own take there. Some people think it's on Gino somehow, but I don't know how you can put play calling and scheme on the quarterback. That would be weird. Um, the bottom line is Gino has performed over and over and over and over again in crucial situations to give us a chance to win close games at the end. Over and over and over again, he has done this. Why are we not using McIntosh on third down pass plays instead of Charbonnet? Charbonnet is a good pass protector, and he's supposed to be a good pass catcher, but he's been dropping a lot of passes lately. So I think Charbonnet is being used appropriately. Is Mafe a top three edge from his class? I would think so. Who's ahead of him? Hutchinson and is Trayvon Walker ahead of him? I don't think so. Who played worse for us, Evan Brown this year or Austin Blythe last season at center? Serious question. Evan Brown's probably better. Evan Brown's probably a little bit better, but that's mostly because Evan Brown was really good at the start of the season and then he tailed off. Blythe was never good, I don't think. Oh, Thibodeau, that's another good one, yeah. Guess who's not performing over and over again? Trevor Lawrence, another stinker today. He's lucky he only lost one fumble. I think we all saw that coming, though, when he barely cleared concussion protocol. Like, when I heard he barely cleared concussion protocol, I was like, okay, here comes the Trevor Lawrence stinker. How I get access to Discord chat channels? Oh, let me take a look. I'll take care of you, man. I think they got that first. No, they didn't. All right, you're in, ADL. So the problem with the line is that they struggle on zone blocking runs. They should stick to power runs. Well, it's kind of they're caught in limbo right now. The tackles are good at zone runs, but the interior is more about power runs. So they're kind of stuck in the middle, I feel like, and it's just an awkward fit right now. I will say this: the injuries are a problem. The injuries are my problem are a big problem. Fourth down. I think Wilson got it, but he paid for it. Brendan, just in case you missed my comment, the Sea Dragons won't be in the new League 2024 season. I don't know why. Sea Dragons pulled out the fan base pretty good. I don't get it. Hutch, Thibodeau, Mafe. That sounds about right. Mafe's probably going to get to double-digit sacks on the season, which is very impressive because he has to compete with a lot of guys for those sacks. Hell yeah. Karlaftis hasn't been bad either. Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you heard that Trevor Lawrence barely cleared concussion protocol in time to play, it was like, okay, this is going to be a stinker. I can feel it. I'm feeling it. Ooh. Whoa. Nice catch by Marvin Mims. Nice. Mm, mm. I have a problem with our run defense. How do we expect to win a playoff game when we can't stop the run? I mean, you can have success in the NFL without stopping the run for sure, 100%. Problem is, we don't do enough of the other things well, I feel like. So you're probably correct. Like, our pass defense isn't good enough either, I feel like, against a really good team. There was a streak in this game where we ran up the middle on first down like 10 straight times. I believe it. I'm sure we were trying to protect Geno a little bit because Geno was coming back off the injury, but I mean, if you're going to have to baby him to that point, then maybe he shouldn't be playing. And you guys know I'm not really a big Drew Lock person. I don't want Drew Lock out there. I want Geno out there. He's the better quarterback. But if you're going to baby a dude like that, then maybe not. He's at like 7 sacks. He's at 9 after today, King Bomber. Oh, you're saying Jermaine Johnson's at 7. Oh, that's a drop, isn't it? Marvin Mims dropped that. That hit the ground. How is the coaching staff not changing play calls? If I know when Charbonnet is in, it's going to be a pass play, then so did the defense all the time. Yeah, I guess. I mean, theoretically, that shouldn't be the case because Charbonnet can run the ball. It's not like Charbonnet's DJ Dallas or something. Like, you should be able to run the ball with Charbonnet no problem, but we just didn't really do it in this game. I don't know why. It's not like he's somebody who always averages like 2.8 yards a carry. What's funny is that this O line is going to hold TJ Watt to 0 sacks. Didn't we hold Aaron Donald to 0 sacks last time we played the Rams? I mean, it's possible. That doesn't mean he won't blow the game up. I think right now it's Thibodeau at 11.5, Moffane, Karlaftis at 9, Hutch and JJ at like 6.5. Hutch is better than those numbers, though. Hutch is really, really good. Donald has half a sack against us this entire year. Yeah, still almost wrecked our season. What's JSN's ceiling for the future? I think he could be Amon Ross St. Brown. I think he could be Amon Ra. I think he could be that good. We will likely have to win out to make playoffs. If not, the winners of the Packers Vikings game next week could take our playoff spot. Yeah, I'm anticipating we're gonna have to win out. It's possible we get in with 9 wins, but what we need next week is for the Vikings to win, and then the Vikings lose to the Lions. Lions might not have anything to play for. Mhm. I think Seahawks fans learning Donald is retiring is just as good as 49ers fans learning they won't play Russ twice a year. Wow, they actually said it stands. They actually said the ruling on the field stands. I am surprised. That looked like it was coming loose. Yeah, today was the first day we won in Nashville since 2005. You are correct, Reggae. Lions will have something to play for. Yeah. And honestly, they might play hard even when they don't. Honestly, I think the only team that blows us out in the first round is the Niners. We already played tough against Dallas. We beat Philly and we beat Detroit. Like if we play one of those three teams, I think we can at least be in the game to where go being in that game is productive. Packers and Vikings tying would be awesome. Yeah, we won't get the Niners in round one. You're likely right, Mike McGee. Lions won't have enough to play for. Yeah, but they're coached by Dan Campbell. You know Dan Campbell isn't thinking about things like that. He's Dan Campbell. Whoa. Nice jump ball to, is that Troutman? No, Krull. Okay, they need this 2 point conversion in the worst way. Yeah, I don't think Dan Campbell's the kind of guy who will rest his starters if there's something to play for anyway. I feel like Jalen Hurts' knee is kind of messed up, so playing the Eagles isn't as dangerous as it usually is. But they're going to run all over us regardless. Everyone said last year Lions had nothing to play for and they still beat the Packers. That's different, though. I don't think that's equivalent. Like last year, they had nothing to play for because they were out of it. Now they have nothing to play for because they're in it. But I think they are going to have something to play for. So, well, the Niners always beat the Rams. The Rams, that's a horrible matchup for the Rams. It's always been just garbage for them. Okay, they get the 2 point conversion. We got a little bit of a game. Would you rather play the Eagles in Philadelphia or the Lions in Detroit? Oh, Lions easily. Did they give an update on Jordan Brooks? Not a meaningful one. They just said we'll see. I don't know. I'm every time Jordan Brooks gets hurt, I assume it's going to be bad because he's coming off such a bad injury. Yeah, we're not going to play the Cowboys, I don't think. I wouldn't hate it though. Russell going to play for his job here in the fourth quarter. If the Broncos lose this game, Wilson should be benched for the last two games and then be released at the end of the year and then he should retire. Like I don't understand why they wouldn't even consider making any other decision. Do you guys know how much money he's going to be guaranteed if he gets hurt in these last two games? Has everything necessary to say about Jamal Adams been said? I don't have anything further to say about it. I think that he'll play next week, and that's I guess that's okay, but he needs to be utilized in a way that makes sense. We can't play him every snap. We can't just leave him out there in all situations. I'm 50-50 on releasing Draymond Jones. Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion there. I'm fine either way. I think Draymond's all right. My problem with releasing him is it's not really that big a savings. I don't think the Ravens are winning tomorrow. I got to be honest. I don't feel it. How you feel about Dre and Lockett? I would probably lean towards keeping both. I don't think moving off Lockett makes sense yet financially. You don't save enough. Man, Zeke looks so weird with the number 15. It doesn't look right. Yeah, I think you keep those guys for one more year and then you move on from them. That's just what makes sense. I mean, Lockett's kind of at the point where he doesn't have it every single game that he plays, but he still has it for most of the games that he plays. Oh, Baldwin's peak was way better than Lockett's peak. Lockett has just played a lot longer. Baldwin's peak was like one of the five best receivers in the NFL. I really think that people forget how good Baldwin was for his peak. His peak just didn't last very long. 3rd and 7. Reek played fine, Jacob. No real issues. Nothing too big to be concerned about. He played good. Ooh, throw it 3 yards down the field on 3rd and 7. Very smart football. Oof. Willie Dang, I did a video not that long ago talking about that. I can't remember the numbers. I made a video talking about stripping down the defense. Go look at it and you'll see the numbers. I don't have them with me. You know what's crazy? This New England team has a terrible special teams, and Bill Belichick is an old special teams coach. It's very weird he would allow that to happen. That's kind of wild when you think about it. Man, what if New England loses because they missed that extra point? Because it would be a two-score game right now if they made that extra point. Dream matchup in the playoffs would be playing a team like Tampa Bay. That's not going to happen. I think it's mathematically impossible. And honestly, Tampa Bay's hot right now, man. Tampa Bay's on a roll. Potentially ask him to take a pay cut. I don't know why he'd be willing to do that. I wouldn't expect him to be willing to do that at all. These players don't take pay cuts very often. They might restructure, but I don't want to do that. Just pay him what you owe him and make plans to move on next season. What do you think the Seahawks need to do this offseason to become real contenders? Fire Pete Carroll? Baker Mayfield looks so good. Like, it's wild how good Baker Mayfield looks. Oh, it's not even close, big country, yeah. like guys, I'm sorry. I know we're on a two-game winning streak and everybody feels a little bit better about stuff right now, but my overall position hasn't changed. This team will not become a true contender with Pete Carroll. There are too many things he takes off the table. Hmm. And he doesn't seem interested in putting enough things on the table to make up for it. So I don't believe this team can become a true contender. They can be okay. They can be decent. They can be passable, but they're never going to be like an elite team. Um, as of right now, I think the only way this team becomes great with him is to have such a good offense, the defense doesn't matter. Because I don't think this defense is ever going to be good with Carroll again. You think the Jaguars were just pretenders? I think Trevor Lawrence got hurt, and that really kind of boned them. Oh, shotgun draw actually worked. Dang. See, if we ran that play, it would have picked up like a yard and a half. It feels like we only started to target the middle of the field near the fourth quarter. Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of that. Um, like the JSN throw, beautiful, over the middle. More of that. But why does it work and then we don't do it? It like keeps working and then we just don't do it. Only way we play Tampa is if fifth, sixth, and seventh teams start winning. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So I want Baker. Are you talking to me, JD? No, I'm happy with what we have, but I do think Baker has proven that now that he's in a good situation, he can be a pretty decent quarterback. Maybe he'll be like Gino. Maybe he'll be a guy who you put him in the right situation, he can be a pretty good quarterback. Maybe that's his career arc. Because I think he knows he's not going to get the money he's getting right now in free agency. Well, I mean, again, I just don't think that's enough incentive. The money matters for these guys. Money matters to these players a lot. Oh boy. I can't believe we still have people talking about Drew Lock right now. My goodness. Oh! Oh man. Dude, how many interceptions is Russ going to throw that gets dropped, man? That was like a game ender right there. Is Jody Allen selling this team a real possibility? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? Wow. Yeah, Devin Bush was whatever. Just kind of there, which shouldn't be shouldn't be a surprise. Thank you, JD. I appreciate that. Did you see, I did see the Cody Barton pick. Yes, I did see that. Pretty funny. I doubt it, Kyle. Then again, for players like Parkinson, there's a wide range of possibilities. And if they slip through the cracks in free agency, that's possible. But based on his actual ability and merit, I think it would be a lot better than that. Dang, nice coverage. Wow. I don't know how he got away with that without interference. Maybe he did interfere, but I didn't think that looked bad at all. I would be surprised if we bring back Parkinson or Fant. I just can't see it. We don't have enough money. I'd love to though. Witherspoon probably comes back next week. Witherspoon has a good chance of coming back next week. That's what I can say about that. If we don't cut Monet, then somebody's asleep at the wheel. If we do not cut Monet, somebody's asleep at the wheel. Oh my goodness. Wow, he got it away. Game is alive still. God, they need the touchdown and the 2-point conversion though. That's the problem. This New England defense is good. They don't really have good players, but they grind it out. I really don't understand why we don't use Disley anymore, very much anymore. I feel like he must be injured, and it's just not being listed on the injury reports. I don't know how else to define it. Who just got hurt, by the way? Was that McGlinchey? Hey, Carmine, how you doing? Yep, McGlinchey went out. Oh, he's going deep. Man, Wilson's really trying to give this game away. Wilson is trying so hard to throw this game to New England, and he's getting away with it. Like, seriously, I know that there are going to be some Seahawks fans who want to bring Wilson back when he gets cut this offseason by the Broncos. I really hope they're watching this game right now and they actually understand what they're watching and they realize how inept he really is at like playing NFL football. I don't know, Jacob Ortega. Where do you rank Spoon for DBs in the league right now? I don't know. That's tough for me to do. That's hard. Yeah, flag. That's whole. Oh, Wilson just got destroyed. That's probably a flag. We just told our son that we're going to our first Seahawks game together next week, and this win made everything that much better. Go Hawks. Wow, so Wilson got jacked up and there was no flag. No updates on Witherspoon, but I expect him to be back next week. Okay, I need to see this again because Wilson looked like he got annihilated. Okay, actually, that's clean, man. That's clean. He did get jacked up. Yeah, I gotta be honest. DJ Dallas, I have turned so bad on him. Like, I actually defended him earlier in the season, but I'm starting to really just be like, dude, I mean, can you at least not punch opposing players after you fair catch a ball? Like, I understand you're not going to break off a 80-yard touchdown. Can you at least not punch players? I would appreciate that. Well, DJ Dallas was doing a pretty good job at one point, but he's really kind of just lost the plot here, I feel like, man. Third and four. No, they got it. And New England can't tackle. Wow. Touchdown. It's going to come down to a 2 point conversion. So, by the way, I'm going to probably go off stream shortly after this game ends. If it goes into overtime, I'll keep streaming, of course. But basically, when this game ends, I'm going to turn the stream off. Barely anybody's here anyway. It's Christmas. I understand people are doing other things right now. Yeah, Broncos have their timeouts, but so if they don't get this, it's not over, but no margin for error, really. There, honestly, there are very few Seahawks in the history of the Seahawks that I dislike more than I dislike Myers because it was such an obvious trap and we fell for it. And it's embarrassing. It's like it was so obvious that he was due for big regression and we paid him a bunch of money anyway. Like that's stupid. Favorite play from today's game against the Titans? Probably third and 14. Wow, they got it. Wow, New England's going to blow a 16-point lead. So much for so much for Belichick's defense, I guess. And this is without Sutton, by the way. Like Sutton got hurt, and Sutton is most of the time all they have. I do love how Belichick is like one of the coaches who will actually act like a child on the sideline when things don't go his way. Like, you know how most coaches are just kind of stoic, but Belichick actually does start acting like a toddler when things start going badly. I do like that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm dead in fantasy unless Pachinko has like Pacheco or whatever his name is has like 4 touchdowns. I need Pacheco to have like 4 touchdowns tomorrow to have a shot. So I'm not even really thinking about it anymore. New England has a garbage kicker, by the way. So even if they get into field goal range, it doesn't really matter. Broncos can make the playoffs if they win this game. If they lose this game, it's basically over. It's Why did Bailey Zapp throw that? Man, you know, that's kind of a league wide trend, isn't it? These quarterbacks who should take off and run, but they throw it. That feels like a league wide trend. They pass up the opportunity to get a few easy yards to throw it into tight coverage when nothing good ever happens. Oh, yeah, Draymond. I've totally forgot about that, Mac G. Draymond's suspended during this win streak, aren't, isn't he? I totally forgot about that. So Draymond goes out and the Warriors are actually playing good. That's actually wild. Man, this New England offense. Yeah, Denver's going to win this game, I think. Yeah, it's one thing when the receiver's wide open, but sometimes they do it and to throw it into tight coverage like what Zappy just did. Zappy. Oh, now you're going to take off and run. Flag. Holding. Yeah, okay. That's not going to count. It's crazy how remedial this New England offense is, man. It is so remedial. I don't know Jacob Ortega, and yeah, I got to be honest, I don't really care. I think people care way too much about individual stuff. Like it's cool when it happens, but I don't understand why people get so wrapped up into it, especially when it might happen because a dude is missing games. Like who cares? He got hurt. Fluke. He got a fluky injury. What games am I currently playing? Everything I play, I stream on Twitch, Mike. Everything I play, I stream on Twitch, except for like emulated stuff and Vita stuff. Belichick, the coach, is still excellent. He just has bad players because he's a crappy GM. Oh, okay, Mike. I see what you're saying. Wow, what a punt. What a punt. I know it went out the back of the end zone. That's still a great punt. All right. So, is there really anything else left to say about the Titans game? I think we've said everything. I'm trying to think of something else to say about that game. It was a good game for the offense and a bad game for the defense, and they were able to gut it out at the end. I don't really think there's any other angle to go into. Like, it was a good game. It was I expected better. I wanted it to be better, but wait a minute. Why are they repunting? I mean, I don't know, Kyle. Isn't that just kind of Mason Rudolph having a fluke game? I don't know if that means anything. Why are they repunting? What happened? Did New England really have a penalty on special teams with how bad their special teams are? They're going to have another failure. Wow. That is 20 yards of field position they blew because of a penalty. Man, Belichick. I mean, I know his team is bad, but for them to be undisciplined is so weird to see. Yeah, if we lose at home to this Steelers team with Mason Rudolph at quarterback, that's like we're right back on the train. We're right back on the train. Like, and no, and I got no apologies for it, man. Absolutely none whatsoever. And the Steelers are coming cross country to play us. 3,000 miles. 10 toes down. I've never understood why they have not tried that Colby Parkinson played dozens of times before yesterday. They don't use Colby Parkinson that much in general, it feels like this year. Oh! Wait a minute. New England might actually get this ball back with some time. Cardinals are competitive in every game they play, though, Kyle. hmm. Mm-hmm. 3rd and 13. This Denver offensive line has actually looked really good for most of this game. I got to be honest. Like, they're pretty good. Incomplete. And yeah, New England actually might get the ball back here with enough time to do something. If we are locked into a 7 week 18, I want to rest everyone that matters. I agree. I agree. Yeah. I mean, I want to be clear. I'm not giving up on Anthony Bradford, but he does look so bad. I do wonder if it might be a good idea to just assume he's a career backup and figure out something else to do. They might reschedule it, Kyle. They do that sometimes in week 18. to make things as interesting as possible. I wonder if they move the game. What game gets pushed into Sunday night? Probably Dolphins Bills. All right. What is New England even going to try here? They need like 40 yards. No, they're going to do shotgun draw with Zeke. Oh my God. It would take him 3 years to run to the end zone from the 20-yard line. Broncos are actually going to try to get the ball back here. Yeah, you're probably right, Kyle. You're probably right. Packers Vikings? No, no, no. I mean week 18. Man, what if Denver using this timeout actually ends up costing them the game? They're going to shotgun draw, run it again with Zeke. Man, New England just wants to play for overtime. Dude, I don't want to watch an overtime game, especially not this stupid game. Can Zeke just run it like 50 yards here and get out of bounds so they can kick a field goal? Falcons Saints, maybe. I'm really annoyed the Falcons won today. I thought they were going to get executed today. I really thought the Colts were just going to take their heads off. And yeah. What's on Twitch tonight? I'm not sure yet. It might be Witcher, it might be Animal Crossing. I'm not sure yet. Oh. Oh! It's a catch, baby. And suddenly New England could actually bite the Broncos in the butt here like an atomic sauce chicken wing that has been undercooked. I haven't seen that yet, DVN. That does sound pretty cool, though. Zappy! Oh, God. That's not helping. They have an awful kicker, though, but he could make a kick by accident. So they run one play, pick up a few yards, get down, spike it, and then they kick the field goal. Bears will probably beat the Falcons next week, hopefully. Well, by the way, the Bears are actually in the playoff picture, aren't they? Hold on, let me check NYT. Yeah, the Bears have a 1% chance. Okay. So not really. It is in Denver, yeah. Quick completion over the middle, caught, first down. And now they're just going to get up and spike it, and I guess they just kick it. This is what, a 55 yarder? Bears losing to the Browns was kind of big. Yeah, actually, you're not kidding. Denver has a timeout, so they might ice him, I guess. Well, this ended up being a little bit fun, at least. I can get behind that. Oh, that's in. That's in. Denver's dead. Unless they return this kickoff for a touchdown. At center, but I think he barely had the distance. Like he just barely had the distance, which in Mile High is crazy. Yeah, he barely had the distance. Sutton's great. Fleece the Mac. Cortland Sutton is not horrible. If you actually think that, you need to watch his highlight reel from this season. That dude makes some incredible catches. The Broncos aren't eliminated, but it's like 5% now. It's like you can pretty much kiss it goodbye. They're going to dribble it. Okay, guys. Watch this very carefully. This might be the I know this sounds like hyperbole. This might be the last play of Russell Wilson's career. This might be the last play of Russell Wilson's career. I know that sounds like hyperbolic. I think it should be, at least. Let me just say that. Yeah, Sutton took a long time to bounce back from his ACL tear, but the dude has been really good this year. They can't keep him for only one more year, Fleek the Mac. They either keep him, they either cut him now or they keep him for 2 years. They cannot keep him for only 1 year. His contract becomes fully guaranteed for the next 2 years if they keep him next year. So they have to make the decision this offseason. Well, if the Broncos let him go, new blocks, who's going to pick him up? And why would anybody pick him up? Like, Sean Payton couldn't fix the dude. Sean Payton could barely get a mediocre offense out of him. If Sean Payton can't get something better out of you, you're trash. So I don't know. I don't know why anybody would want him. I'll put it that way. Barry Soy Toro, thank you for the $10. Yo, Brendan, just got here. Thoughts on Mitch Garver? We go into the World Series. It's a good signing. I got no problem with it. 0-man pass rush on Wilson. Look at this. No pass rush. Look at this. Look at this. And he's going to wing it. And it's incomplete. Mitch Garver signing seems good to me, Barry Soitoro. We got to do more. We definitely need a lot more, but it's better than anybody we had at DH last season. And I mean, he's a good player. Ghost, thank you for the 4.99. PS2 gave up the game-winning catch. Broncos could have used Spoon. Also, go Hawks and happy holiday. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate that. Yeah. Patrick Surtain gives away the season. Like, yeah, why would anybody want? Like, I genuinely want to ask you guys this. Why would any team want Wilson after the Broncos cut him this year? Why? He had Sean Payton. He had a completely healthy offensive line. He had okay receivers. And the results are like average. Like Jameis Winston is better than Russell Wilson at this point. Like I'm not even kidding. If the Broncos had Jameis Winston instead of Russell Wilson, they'd win the division. I'm so serious. You do realize there's some very dumb teams? Yeah, but at the same time, like I didn't see anybody sign Cam Newton, right? The dumbness only goes so far. Like if you don't think that If Sean Payton couldn't fix Wilson, then nobody's fixing Wilson. I don't think so, pretentious Cameron. Yeah, okay, Washi, here's my question. Which team, though? Like, maybe Atlanta? That's it. Maybe Atlanta. Also, why would Russ agree to take a small contract? He's making a stupid amount of money. He doesn't need to take some tiny contract to keep playing. He can do other things with his life that don't involve risking his body for small amounts of money. Think about it. Who would give him 25 to 30 million? He's worth like 10 million. Like, how stupid are these teams going to be? Vikings, if they don't want Kirk? That's not terrible, admittedly. I don't think they're going to bring Kirk back. Saints would take Russ over Carr. They're both pretty much equally garbage, I think. But they're married to Carr. They don't have a choice. They're stuck with Carr. They gave him a 4-year deal. They can't get off of it. Like, I don't know. That like I seriously wonder if we're ever going to see Wilson in the NFL again. I think it's on the table. So that third round pick we're going to get from either the Saints or Broncos is looking pretty decent. And guys, we just watched a game where Bailey Zappi outplayed Russell Wilson. Like, I think you guys don't understand how lackluster Wilson is at this point. I don't think Mickey Loomis is a good GM. I don't think Mickey Loomis is good. I think he's like a crack addict or something. I think he's basically the GM equivalent of a crack addict. He just does crazy stuff, and sometimes it looks cool, but he's not actually good. All right, guys. I think this stream's done. I think we've done everything we need to do. We've said everything that need to be said. Seahawks win. The offense, I thought, played fairly well. In summation, the defense played poorly in summation, and it was enough to beat a bad team on the road. I don't know if it'll be enough to win a lot of other games, but I did expect the team to come out flat in this game, and they did. All right, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow or tonight on Twitch stream. I should be streaming on Twitch tonight. Uh, I'm not sure what I'm doing. It might be Animal Crossing. It might be The Witcher. We'll see. So, one last thing to think about on this evening before we tune out.
But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Will you be on Twitch? Probably pretentious. I just don't know what I'm playing yet. I do have to set up some stuff for tomorrow, but I will probably be on Twitch.